I was assigned the responsibility of handling a case recently involving two defendants within the Amish community who had committed a number of sexual acts against family members. And in the course of my handling that, a number of concerns came to my attention about, number one, how the victims were being treated within the Amish community. And that came to light in terms of the victims in this case, but also in terms of the broader issue about what generally is the case within the Amish community when these folks are identified and what kind of support do they get. So as I started to look into this, I got more and more concerned about these victims and what kind of support they were getting, what kind of counseling they were getting, and the more information that I got, the less encouraging it was. There were indications that they were being made to feel that they were responsible for what had happened to them, that perhaps they were going to be asked to get up in front of their congregations and apologize for going to the authorities with these kinds of allegations. Just completely counter to anything that, at least from my perspective, is the way that victims in these cases should be handled when they have the courage to step forward. So I started to talk to some people. I got some awareness of the different areas of expertise that may exist out there, of people that might be willing to join in this and to try to put programs together that would deal with the various areas that we think, and hopefully the Amish will think, are areas that they could do a better job in. There are a couple of attorneys that were involved in the Smucker case who both had an interest in this. Paula Knudsen Burke is a defense attorney for one of the defendants, and originally Rebecca Franz, who is an assistant district attorney and handled the Smucker case, was involved in it. They both indicated an interest in serving on this, and they let me know about the lack of information the Amish community has about our court system, which again creates an environment that makes it less likely for them to come forward, because they're dealing with an entity that's every bit as unfamiliar to them as the Amish community is to us. So that was their role in it, but I knew that we needed expertise with people who know what victims of these offenses need in terms of counseling and support. So one of the attorneys that I knew here in our court circles was Deneen Miller-Smith, who was counsel to the domestic violence clinic at one time. I asked her, I told her about what it is that we were proposing to do and asked if she would be interested, and she's very excited about being involved. And the other person that I've asked is Linda Crockett from Samaritan Counseling, who has substantial expertise in counseling victims of these sexual assaults and who knows what type of support services these victims need. So that's the essence of the task force. I think we all know that, you know, the Amish community is a different group of folks than we might be dealing with when you talk about some other elements of society, that we knew we needed someone who could help us understand better how their society operates, and to give us some information on the types of people that we should be dealing with in terms of trying to get something accomplished here. And so one of the attorneys happens to go to the same church as Professor Donald Crable at Elizabethtown College, who is pretty much the acknowledged expert around here in terms of the Amish community in Lancaster County. So I sat down with Professor Crable and asked if he would be willing to serve as essentially an intermediary, I guess, for us in terms of reaching out to the Amish community and then moving forward and trying to accomplish things. And he's very excited about this too. My sense at this point is pretty much threefold. Number one, I would like to create an environment where those who have been victimized already feel freer to step forward and report this. The second area is that when they do, to make sure that they get the support and encouragement and assistance in terms of counseling or whatever that they need. And then the third, I guess, is a longer range goal, and that is to try to put a stop to this in the beginning. I'm pretty persistent. I'm not looking at this as a 6-month or 1 year. What are we going to sit down a year from now and say we've accomplished and then we're done? my view is, if I'm fortunate enough, I've got 12 years left here in this position, and I really would like to say when I walk away from here that the circumstance is different then than it is now, and so that's a much longer time frame in terms of our commitment to this than something 6 months or a year out.